It's time to love the lanes again. From some of southeastern Wisconsin's finest bowling centers, this is the Brew City Bowling Show.
Oh, we're back once again, the Brew City Bowling Show, back at South Shore Bowl for week number 2 of the season. Had some excitement last week. You know we're going to have some excitement again this week here. 5 great bowlers lined up on each team. They're going to bowl their 7th through 10th frames in that familiar format to Southeast Wisconsin. And lots of prizes are out there to be had. Hopefully maybe this week, maybe we'll see that perfect game. Maybe we'll see that PBA LBC National Championships tournament entry awarded. Lots of other prizes out there as well. We'll be back from South Shore Bowl in just a minute with that opening match.
When people drop into the American Place Casino, you won't believe the things they say.
It looks amazing in here.
Pretty cool, right?
I'm gonna go play some blackjack.
Oh, I'm hitting the slots. With the most exciting table games and newest slots, you can play any way you want. Oh, and the food.
So good.
So what are you waiting for? Come in now and have an experience that'll make you say, couldn't have said it better myself. American Place Casino. Change the game.
Showcase your skills and experience the thrill of competing on the national stage at the 2025 PBA LBC National Championships. This event has awarded over $675,000 in prize money over the last 2 years, and Bolero Mount Prospect is just a 90-minute drive from Milwaukee. View all the tournament information at pba.com/LBC tournament. Let's get match number 1 underway here from South Shore Bowl. Dan Gannat against Mike Lewandowski. Gannat bowling for Dan makes us bowl. Well, then he's making himself bowl, let's be honest. Lewandowski bowling for South Shore Bowl, and Gannat starting things off here in the 7th frame. Once again, for those of you joining us for the first time, these matches are just 4-frame matches, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th frames. And we take our 5-player team totals once we're done with the day, and we see if teams can advance to our Grand Championship coming in January. The Grand Championship come to you from Holler House. Historic Holler House in Milwaukee, and a great cover there by Gannat on the 3, 6, 9, and 10 for the opening spare. Mike Lewandowski bowls his league here at South Shore Bowl as we get the replay on Gannat's great conversion, splits the 9-10 perfectly. And getting into our mystery frame right away with Lewandowski, has a chance for a full ball resurfacing and rejuvenation from Bowlers Headquarters inside of Classic Lanes Greenfield. And that one comes up just a little bit light. Is he going to get the roller on the 2-pin? Not this time. And Lewandowski, one would think, would be an easy spare with just the 2-pin. Watch that replay. Head pin almost gets a couple others to tickle and roll around. Lewandowski, if he could listen to one album the rest of his life, would be The Chronic by Dr. Dre, classic hip-hop album. And he hips and hops into that 2-pin and takes it down. Gannat stepping up in the 8th frame. No chance this game for the perfect game. If a player gets 6 strikes in a row, they will receive a complimentary entry into the 2025 PBA LBC National Championships at Bolero Mount Prospect. Well, you can still get the 5 in a row. We'll talk about that prize shortly. Is Gannat perfect through the pocket in the 8th frame. I want to thank the PBA for helping out with this event. We're using the PBA LBC National Championships oil pattern from this past season. So a little tougher than what these players see in league, but still, there'll be Pro Tour type shots to get to the pocket. You just need to make good shots, and unfortunately for Lewandowski right there, got that one a little left. And goes through the nose. Lucky to leave just the 6 and the 10. And he switches to a different ball for the spare. Thumb in, take a little revolutions off. Oh, and he hooks away from it. That's a bit of a surprise on that attempt. So let's see what Dan can do here to try to get a double on the board. As all season long, if a player gets 2 strikes in a row anywhere in the game, they'll receive a bottle of some of the great cleaners and polishes that create the difference manufacturers. Check them out online at ctdbowling.com. And we'll be giving Dan one of those great bottles of polishers or cleaners from CTD now that he has that double on the board. Here you see the 6 slap down the 10. Let's see what Mike can do here on the bounce back shot. Foundation frame, much better. Scrambles up the rack, and all 10 go. So still a possible 86 for Mike, but Dan looking at a possible 110 if he takes it all the way off the sheet. Yeah, let's check out that replay. Look at all the work the head pin does on the rest of the rack. And hey, it's time to spice up your turkey. Dan can get his third strike in a row here. How about that? Rolls out the 2 and the 8. And that's a great gift certificate from Penzeys Spices. Spice up anything you have at home with Penzeys. Great hometown corporation. Love to have Penzeys on board. And now looking for a little ham off the bone from Sendik's Food Market. That's right, 4 strikes in a row would get Dan a gift certificate from Sendik's. That comes high, so no chance for some Sendik's. I'm definitely going to be stopping home picking up some of the great produce they have at Sendik's. That's my favorite place to shop. And the spare here, Cudahy can get himself the highest game we've seen so far this season. Sure, we're only into our second week, but 97 with the spare here would be a great game. And he gets a little break there. That puts him on top right now for the Circa Las Vegas High Game Award. High Game on every show takes home a Circa Las Vegas 2-night midweek stay with a complimentary day bed rental at Stadium Swim. That's worth almost $750. Lewandowski gets the break, gets himself a little creating the difference polish. And he'll be looking to take down that Penzeys gift certificate. He can get that third strike in a row. There you see the break. 3-pin off the sideboard, takes out the 6. And Mike knows how important every strike is at this point. You get that extra prize in your back pocket. Each prize a little bit more in value than the previous. Let's see if we can spice up another turkey here with some Penzeys. That needs some help to get back. Doesn't quite get there. Both players, solid showings for their teams. Once again, bowlers shooting for some individual prizes, but they're also looking to make that grand championships. And 4 teams that qualify for our grand championship finals down at historic Holler House in Milwaukee will have the chance to try to take down $2,000 in cash and a PBA LBC National Championships entry worth $200 apiece for each team member. We'll be back to talk to our bowlers and get ready for match number 2 after this short break from South Shore Bowl. Thanks for joining us today on the Brew City Bowling Show.
What an exciting opening match. Let's talk to our bowlers from the opening match. Dan, come on in. Little Dan action. 3-bagger for Dan. You get the 2-in-a-row prize. You're going to get the Creating the Difference ball cleaner. 3-in-a-row prize. You get to spice up your turkey a little bit. Penzeys Spices. Great family support from them as well. Appreciate that. And you had some strikes in there. 8th frame, 9th frame, 10th frame. Your mystery frame was not the 7th, it was the 9th, so therefore you won a gift certificate from H5G brand, so you can get yourself some accessories to go with that great jersey you got yourself on.
Thank you. I'm glad you like the jersey.
Yeah, the jerseys are phenomenal. So that's the thing. You get jerseys like H5G brands make too. You can express yourself. It's awesome.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah. Glad you had fun out there. I hope your rest of your team has fun too.
I hope so. They should, as long as they bowl well. Yeah. If not, no.
You'll talk to them after it's done.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Thanks, Dan. Appreciate it. Let's bring in Mike. Mike had himself a double as well, so you're going to get yourself a bottle of Creating the Difference ball cleaner. Keep that bowling equipment nice and clean. Your mystery frame, unfortunately, though, was a 7th frame. You could have gotten a bowling ball resurfacing and rejuvenation from Bowlers Headquarters, now inside of Classic Lanes Greenfield in Greenfield, Wisconsin. So you missed out on that. Thing I got to ask, did you have a good time?
Had a great time. Great time.
Awesome. Any advice for your teammates who are going to be coming on? There's going to be 4 more teammates coming on.
Yeah, make a spare.
All right, Mike, thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
So after opening game, Dan makes us bowl with a total of 97 and South Shore Bowl 73.
Here's our contestants for match number 2. Jerry Masalewicz bowling for Dan Makes Us Bowl against Amy Gannott. Amy bowling for South Shore Bowl, as she is the spouse of Dan. And not only do they own South Shore Bowl, they're also the owners of Castle Lanes in Racine, where you'll see our next couple of Brew City bowling shows, along with Falcon Bowl up on Milwaukee's River West. So you'll see Jerry's husband, Mike, bowling in match number 4. And Jerry says Mike's been the biggest influence on her bowling career just with having fun bowling. And there is no fun with a 5-pin, as you see there for Jerry. Every hand, including your husband's, I think, is up in the air. That's one thing, though. If you miss the 5-pin, you gotta buy, supposedly have to buy everybody that has their hand up a drink, but if you make it, nobody buys you one. I mean, there should be some type of, reciprocity going on if that's the case. So Jerry's gonna get herself lined up. Should simply just be the strike shot. Taking the lanes here, and it's a little left, and that's gonna miss, and that's not gonna leave Jerry happy at all. So she'll have to shake that one off early. Amy, we don't find her in a bowling center on a Saturday morning. She's having a nice relaxing coffee and donuts kicking off the weekend. Amy right towards that 1-3 pocket, just a little high, and leave the 6-10. And it's not easy under these TV lights and these players. We have all averages and abilities on the Brew City Bowling Show. And you never know, with the 4-frame game, we've seen it before where the higher average players have all open frames and the lower average player throws some great shots, just like you see here on the spare for Amy. And the fist pump and the spare recorded on the scoreboard. So that is the fun part about the format. 4 frames here on the Brew City Bowling Show, and anything can happen in just 4 frames. Even Jerry could beat, if her idol was still around with Earl Anthony, even Jerry could beat Earl in a 4-frame match. That needs to get up a little bit towards the head pin. And unfortunately for Jerry, stares at the 1, 2, and 4. At least she got the 8 pin out. It's going to make it a little easier. And even though she no longer has the chance for the 5 strikes in a row for a game, Amy could get it done. If you get 5 strikes in a row here on the Brew City Bowling Show, you receive a full custom jersey from H5G Brands. I want to thank Cassie Heenan for providing the H5G prizes again. Her and her husband Stefan, owners of H5G and Foxview Lanes, where you'll see some of our shows later this season coming from on the Brew City Bowling Show. Amy, just a nice, easy 4 steps to the line. Keep it simple, keep it straight. Get a break here, roll that 3. Not quite. But hey, even in a regular bowling game, you go 9 spare all the way through. That's the 190 game. If you do it here, you'd still shoot 76, which is a respectable game on the Brew City Bowling Show. And of course, all spare games are worth $50, and oh my, that one just goes a little bit to the left for Amy. And she returns the favor with an open frame of her own, so a tight match number 2 here. As Jerry can max out at 89, Amy can max out at 88, and there you see that ball just start to hook a little bit away from that 3-pin. And Jerry, we gotta wait a bit for her mystery frame. We'll have a mystery frame coming up for Amy here in the 9th. Get up a little bit more, Jerry, and doesn't quite get there, and that's gonna be a tough one. The 2, 4, 5, and 7. You have to get that ball a little bit farther across, have the ball go down the 2, 4, 7, have the 2-pin take out the 5. Saturday mornings, if she's not out here on the lanes at South Shore Bowl, she's doing laundry. Apparently Saturday is the designated laundry day in the Masalewis household, and she's going to have to wash the memories of 2 open frames out of her head right now. Here comes Amy's chance in the mystery frame, as she would take home a haircut from the Carlos Salon and Barbershop on North Water Street in downtown Milwaukee. That needs to hold. That's not going to do it, and unfortunately for Amy, that's a tough spare with the 1, 2, and 8. You have to basically throw a crossover to pick that up. She's mapping that out in her head right now, what she needs to do to get the spare on the board. I want to thank Jason DiCarlo and his fine staff at the Carlo Salon and Barbershop for their support of the Brew City Bowling Show. That's going to need a help off the sidewall and does not get it. She's still smiling. She's still having fun, and that's what the Brew City Bowling Show is all about. Sure, you have your chance to win prizes, even some cash, but we want everybody when they're out of the lanes. We don't want to be overly nervous. We want them to have a good time, regardless of score. Both these players are safe from the Matt Gasson top-notch bowling lessons, but here's a chance for Jerry to get herself a $30 bar tab here at South Shore Bowl. Is that going to get over far enough? No, she leaves the bucket once again. Well, not the full bucket, but the 2, 4, 5. And no mystery frame prizes awarded here in match number 2. But Jerry, one place she wants to travel and why? Well, Mike, now you know. You can't get away from it. She wants to go to Hawaii. See all the sights and history that are in Hawaii. And Jerry loves to roller skate. A hidden talent most people don't know she has. Could she roller skate and bowl at the same time? Maybe. Oh, that one gets away from her, so she's going to finish with 39. And Amy now can help her team get right back into this overall match with a big 10th frame. Hey, that's got a chance if it rolls all the way through. Oh! That rolled a little farther to the left than I thought, but there you see the little heel kick and fist bump. Even Amy's surprised by the break she received on that shot. Let's take a look at that again. Ball's a little high in the pocket. 3-pin barely gets enough for the 6 and takes the 10-pin down as well. Let's see if we can get another bottle of that great CTD ball cleaner. Awarded. That one doesn't take the 3-pin down. And Amy looking with a conversion here to shoot 57. That would make a real tight match. If she can convert the 310, of course, best way to make it, hit the right side of the 3-pin, have the ball go into the 10. And I think when she's getting done with this match, she's going to go take a little bit of a bike ride, one of her favorite hobbies, bicycle riding. It's a gorgeous day here while we're taping at South Shore Bowl. But she ends up with 56, Jerry 39. We'll be back to present our bowlers any prizes they won, and we'll be ready for match number 3 here from South Shore Bowl.
Match number 2 of week number 2 of the Brew City Bowling Show in the books. Jerry, come on in. Wasn't the match you were looking for, I know. Some struggles here and there, but you...
Too quiet.
It's not like a league night here at South Shore Bowl.
I need music. I need, noise. What I need.
Well, unfortunately, your mystery frame was the 10th frame. It would have been good for you because it was a $30 bar tab here at South Shore Bowl. So
That's okay.
unfortunately, you missed on it, but I hope you had a good time bowling.
I had fun.
Thanks. Cheer on your teammates.
I will.
All right, Amy, come on in. Amy, your 56 game gets your team right back in it. You're only down by 7 pins against your husband's team. Nice game there. Nerves calm down after that first frame spare?
Yeah, it was great. I tried really hard.
You smiled while you were doing it, though. You're having a really good time. You did get a strike in there in the 10th frame. Unfortunately, mystery frame was the 9th frame. That would have gotten you a free haircut at DiCarlo Salon downtown. Jason DiCarlo and his staff there do a great job at styling and profiling lots of men and women out there for their haircuts. And now you get to cheer on your teammates. Any advice for your remaining teammates as they come on the lanes?
Knock down all the pins.
Thanks, Amy. Thanks for bowling. I hope you had a good time. And there we go. Dan makes his bowl. Is at 1:36 after 2. South Shore Bowl 129.
South Shore Bowl, what a fun bowling center. And And both of our players in match number 3 bowl their league here. Kim King against Andrea Nelner. Kim King's going to start things off here on lane 3 in this fine 16-lane bowling establishment in Cudahy. Needs to roll up a little bit more to the pocket. Gets the break with taking the 10 out, but leaves the 3, 5, and 6. Kim's bowling idol. Her husband, Bill King. I think Bill is everyone's bowling idol on Dan Makes Us Bowl. We'll see Bill in the final match today for his team. Let's see what the southpaw can do here. Get that ball a little farther across the lane. Doesn't quite get enough of the 3-pin to get into the 6. And Kim with the open frame. Andrea here. Didn't start bowling league until she was in her mid-20s. So she's got a few years of experience under her belt now. And she said her mom used to take her moonlight bowling when she was a kid. Don't know if she ever made it to Falcon Bowl for moonlight bowling, but if she strikes here, which she does, she's going to take home a gift certificate from that fine River West establishment. The missed high five, the laugh about that, but how about that? Andrea rolls up nicely, 6 goes into the 10, and she's got a mystery frame taken care of. Another mystery frame right here, a strike by Kim would win the gift certificate to Henry Flack's Steakhouse in West Dallas. Great prime rib special there, Henry Flack's as well. How about that? Both of our players take down the mystery prize here in match number 3, and we're off to a hot start. If Andrea had to listen to one album for the rest of her life, it would be Ride the Lightning from Metallica. That great classic heavy metal album. One of my favorite Metallica albums, S&M. They played with the San Francisco Orchestra. Are we going to see a double here? Yes, we are. Ball barely gets to the 5, and there is some creating the difference. Ball polish going to Andrea. Watch the replay here. Watch that ball barely get to the 5, tickle it down, and hey, we still got our chance here for a perfect game. We'll have to see what happens when Andrea steps back up in the 9th frame. Uh-oh, and for Kim, I think she's going to want a mulligan. Fortunately, this isn't golf. And as you see, if Andrea were to stay perfect, she would receive an entry for the 2025 PBA LBC National Championships in Chicago. Actually, just outside Chicago, Mount Prospect, at Bolero Mount Prospect. Over $675,000 in prize money has been given away in the first 2 years of that tournament. And it doesn't matter your age or ability. There's a division in the PBA LBC National Championships for you. Check it out at pba.com. And you'll see the link on the homepage there for that LBC National Championships. Let's see if we can get some more Penzies Spices awarded. Spice up your turkey with Penzies. Will we see a turkey on Andrea's scoreboard? That needs a lot of help. That's not going to get there, unfortunately. But still a good chance. If she can spare here and strike out, she could tie Dan Gannett for High Game on the Show. And once again, High Game Every Show Awards. A 2-night midweek stay at Circa Las Vegas, along with a complimentary daybed rental at Stadium Swim. What a great gift package provided to us from Circa Las Vegas. And is that going to get all the way over? Not quite enough. Leaves the 4-pin for the open frame of the 9th. And we've yet to see a American Place jackpot shot today when that red, white, and blue pin is in the head pin spot if a bowler strikes with that red, white, and blue head pin. They take home $100 in free play from American Place Casino. Oh, it's not a jackpot shot strike, but it is a strike for Kim King in the 10th frame. She's already taken home some Henry Flack's Steakhouse with her mystery frame strike in the 8th. Let's see if we can get a little creating the difference ball cleaner in her pocket as well. And with this 10th frame, there's still room for the Penzies Spices certificate. Is it going to hold enough? No, it does not. The 4, 7, and 8. She could have gotten lucky and taken the 4 and the 8 out of there, just left the 7 pin. with our special pin. You leave just a single pin, being the red, white, and blue pin, and pick it up. That's a spare for dough for American Place Casino. That would have been 50 bucks, but it needs to be there by itself. Still a great cover on the fill shot to Kim. She gets the 51. Andrea looking to get to 84 if she can get all three in the 10th. Can't quite take down high game on the show to this point. But she can definitely get South Shore Bowl into the lead overall for this show. And is she going to get the break on the 10? Not quite.
You got it.
Crossed over. No love on the 10. Saturday mornings, if she's not here at South Shore Bowl, which most times she's not, Andrea drinking coffee and relaxing. It's not a bad way to spend your Saturday. I know most of you right now are probably having a coffee and a donut while watching us from South Shore Bowl here on the Brew City Bowling Show. Crossley at the spare. Oh, you couldn't make that any more textbook than Andrea did right there. And she has a maximum score now of 74. So, likes to knit and crochet while she's at home too. I've never had that physical dexterity for knitting and crocheting with the meat hooks. But my mom, when I was younger, she was big into macrame and crocheting. Never had a crocheted sweater vest though. Got away with that when I was a kid. Gonna get them all on the fill ball? No, she gets 72 for Andrea, 51 for Kim. Match 3 is in the books. We'll be back. Give our players some awards, and match number 4 coming up from South Shore Bowl here on the Brew City Bowling Show. At Country Lanes, we're your family's go-to destination for unforgettable moments, laughter, and friendly competition. We have glow bowling every Friday and Saturday night, and come check out our Bourbon Club specials at Country Lanes in Franklin.
All right, match 3 here in the books from South Shore Bowl. Let's bring in our bowlers to match 3. Kim, come on in. Kim, you really like that right lane a lot. I bet you wish you could add all 4 frames there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, the good news is that 8th frame strike gets you your mystery frame prize. You're getting yourself a gift certificate to Henry Flack Steakhouse in West Dallas. Nothing wrong with a good piece of steak here and there.
No, not at all.
Awesome. And then you helped your team stay close. It's pretty close between yourself and South Shore Bowl right now. There's only 14 pins separating, so any words of advice to the last 2 players coming up on your team?
Oh, I know both them boys. They can do this.
All right. Thanks for your time. Enjoy your prize. Andrea, come on in. Boy, you started off strike. I thought this could be our first chance at a perfect game. Slowed down a little bit in the 9th and 10th, but still, 72 game. That's one of the highest game we've had overall on the show this season, so congratulations on that.
Awesome. That's good to know.
That first strike kind of loosened the swing up a little bit for you then?
A little bit, yeah.
Well, the good news is that the 7-frame strike, the first strike, gets you a gift certificate to Falcon Bowl.
Nice.
So you get to go party up at Falcon Bowl, have a good time up there, and also with the 2 strikes in a row, you get to take home a bottle of Creating the Difference bowling ball cleaner. So always important to have clean bowling balls, and you're going to be able to do that for free now, thanks to our friends at Creating the Difference. So I hope you had a great time on the show.
Oh, I had a lot of fun.
All right, and then we'll see you cheer on your teammates momentarily. Thanks. So here we go. Dan makes us bowl at 187, but they're behind South Shore Bowl at 201.
And we are ready to get underway with match number 4, Chris Weber. Chris bowling for South Shore Bowl, taking on Mike Masalewicz. Masalewicz bowling for Dan Makes Us Bowl. And Chris Weber, she's bowling for the Junior Hall of Fame tournament. Any prizes that she wins, she's going to pass along and donate to that great youth event that she's been bowling for many years, and this is coming up on the 20th anniversary of that great event. It'll be at Bolero Wauwatosa on Sunday, November 10th. Youth teams enter as a doubles team, and they get made into a trios team, bowling with a great local Hall of Famer, or if one of the players is lucky enough this year, they could bowl with Nate Purchase, who just made the PBA Tour. Nate goes to college up in Fond du Lac. Linda Barnes, Chris Barnes, or E.J. Tackett. You talk about the star power coming out at the Junior Hall of Fame tournament. It's definitely coming out. If you're in the neighborhood on Sunday, November 10th, it starts around 11 a.m. So come on out and watch some of the best youth players in the Midwest He teamed up with some great Hall of Fame bowlers, local celebrity stars, and it's a great time as the youth players get a chance to earn some scholarship money while the adults help them out on that cause. Mike's been bowling for over 50 years. We won't give Mike's age away. But he didn't really have a bowling influence until he met Lenny Borsch and had Lenny drill up some equipment for him. And Lenny Borsch Jr., what a great human being, PBA USBC Hall of Famer. And Lenny has his pro shop at Castle Lanes in Racine. That's where we'll have our next couple of Brew City bowling shows. Looking forward to going back to Castle Lanes. A lot of our shows back in the day when we were on Time Warner Cable Sports and Spectrum Sports, we did at Castle Lanes, along with here at South Shore Bowl. Is Mike going to get that ball far enough over for the washout conversion? Not quite. And an open frame for Mike has him behind early here in match number 4. Chris Weber, her biggest influence, and she did a lot of coaching work from Jace Peterson. Jace now living in Florida. Jace actually used to bowl at my father-in-law back in the day in a big scratch league when it was Red Carpet West, 76th in Oklahoma. Is that going to get to the 7? No, it doesn't. You see a little frustration for Chris. That's her frustrated face. It almost looks the same as her angry face and of her happy while she's bowling face. No, just kidding. I've seen Chris smile plenty of times while bowling. But you just watch that baller. Yeah, something gets in the way of the 5 pin as they try to get near the 7. So let's see what Chris can do here. She'll close those angles up. And you talk about a man who was great with spare shooting. That is one, Jace Peterson. Lets that ball do the work cross lane, and a pair of spares on the board for Chris Weber. If she gets all 4 spares this game, she'd win the All Spare Game Award, $50 in cash from us here at the Brew City Bowling Show. Now we'll have to see what Mike can do here. It's his mystery frame time. He gets a strike here. It's a nice size gift certificate from Natty Oaks in West Dallas. Love me a smash can burger. There we go. Even a fish fry from Natty Oaks is always tasty on a Friday night. Great toss there by Mike. Watch that ball just split through the 1-3 pocket, almost right between the 8 and the 9. It's one of those bowling shots that you'd throw on a textbook back in the day. Hey, let's get some more goodies out there. If Chris can strike here, it's a $50 gift certificate for any restaurant at American Place Casino. That's going to need some help to come up. And you see there that ball just kind of turned and stopped. Didn't have a real hard rotation, but once again, the single pin spare for Chris. Keep the dream of the $50 cash award. And of course, as we mentioned a little earlier, for Chris, all the prizes she wins today, she's donating to the Junior Hall of Fame tournament for their raffles and auctions. She also wanted to make sure we thanked her husband Dave for all of his support over her years of bowling. She also wanted to thank Matt Gasson. Matt, of course, our sponsor. If any player were to receive 4 open frames in one game, he would provide bowling lessons out of top-notch bowling inside of Foxview Lanes in Waukesha. And Chris recently had some hand issues she wanted to resolve, and Matt Gasson changed her ball grips and span. She's been real comfortable since then. She looks pretty comfortable on the lanes now. And unfortunately for Mike, he gets a little past the head pin again on lane 4. Not used to these lanes being that different here. We haven't had a lot of our TV shows past and present on 3 and 4. We've had a couple. Most of them here we were on lanes 7 and 8 in the middle of the house. That's kind of the championship pair, but for the TV taping today, we're down on 3 and 4. Get those 2 pins down. Mike does, and he has an outside chance getting up to 78 for his final score. Chris Weber, she can get to 88. So right now, Dan Gannott holding on to high game on the show for that Circa Las Vegas stay with his 97 in the opening game. And Chris can spare here in the 10th. It's $50 in cash. Oh, she takes all 10 back. Well, I think we're going to pretend that's 10 and a spare for Chris right now. We want to make sure Junior Hall of Fame gets something, and since Chris did not win the American Place mystery frame in her 9th frame. We'll get that $50 sent over to the Junior Hall of Fame tournament, and they can use it to bump up a couple of the scholarship awards those young players will receive on November 10th. Let's see if we can get a bottle of CTD ball cleaner there as well if she can double. You saw the head shake as soon as it left Chris's hand. But a great effort. Clean game. I think if you told Chris she'd be the recipient of a clean game here on the Brew City Bowling Show, she'd be very happy. We saw her a couple times in the past on TV shows, and she's a multiple area and state Hall of Famer. What a great career Chris Webber has had. And when Chris is not out on the lanes, she loves to sit down with a good book at home, or if the weather's real nice, get out and tend to that home garden. I'm sure there are a lot of vegetables harvested out of there this year as we watch the replay of Chris's conversion of the 1-2-8. So Mike's got a chance to keep his team nice and close in the overall score total. Try to get his team towards the grand championship here. First ball of the 10th needs to hook up a little bit more. Oh, come on, really? That 6 just leaned on the 10. Didn't take it down. So he'll get to that spare ball. Go cross lane at the spare. One place he wants to travel, I guess Mike must have heard Jerry before, because on his bio sheet, Mike put down Hawaii. Wants to travel as well. Hopefully Mike and Jerry get a chance to go there soon. And Mike, when he's not in the bowling center, loves to get a little time out on the golf course. He won his Natty Oaks mystery frame. We still haven't seen the mystery frame prize this week for Morningstar Golfers Club, so that means that's going to be coming up for somebody in our final match. Let's see how Mike finishes here. Crosses over, leaves the 5. 67 for Mike. Chris puts up a 78, and we'll be back to award some prizes and get our final bowlers on the lanes here from South Shore Bowl in this week's edition of the Brew City Bowling Show. South Shore Bowl is hosting their annual Toys for Tots charity bowling tournament over 3 weekends in December. For only $25 and a new unwrapped toy, hit the lanes with your family and friends and help fill those bins for Toys for Tots. You can also support Toys for Tots by being a lane sponsor or just bringing your new unwrapped toys to South Shore Bowl. Contact the phone number on your screen for all the tournament information.
It's a barn burner here at South Shore Bowl. We just wrapped up match number 4 of this week's Brew City Bowling Show. Chris Webber, come on in. And Chris, heck of a game. You stayed clean.
Yes, that's about all I did, but that's got to do it, right?
Right. Hey, kids make your spares. Normally, an all-spare game, we would give you $50 in cash. We're going to pretend that 10th framer you got the strike was 10 spare. We're going to give $50 to the Junior Hall of Fame Scholarship Fund.
Super.
So, I mean, you threw a heck of a game. I think that should be rewarded for you and for the kids. So we really appreciate you coming down and bowling for that today. Unfortunately, your mystery frame was a 9th frame, so you would have gotten $50 in dining at any of the restaurants at American Place Casino down in Waukegan.
Okay.
But, hey, we appreciate you coming down to bowl, and I hope I get to see you again at the Junior Hall of Fame tournament coming up in November.
Hope to see you there,
And I always enjoy running into you. Thanks, Chris.
And thank you for doing this for bowling. Appreciate it.
that. Thank you. All right, and Mike, come on in. Mike, solid game. Got past that first frame open. Strike, spare, 67 for your final score. You're keeping your team close in the overall team score for today. And that strike was pretty timely because that was your mystery frame. 8th frame was your mystery frame. So you got yourself $40 for dining at Natty Oaks in West Dallas. Have you ever been there for their fish fry?
No.
Oh, it's worth the trip. I mean, people go. It's absolutely worth the trip. And
Fantastic.
yeah, so congratulations on that. And we'll see how your team does here with the anchor bowlers coming up. So thanks again for bowling.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. So there we go. South Shore Bowl had 279 to Dan Mixus Bowl 254.
Into our final match, match number 5. Tori Catarazzoli against Bill King. And Tori, not only bowling as part of South Shore Bowl, but she is also bowling on behalf of the Junior Hall of Fame tournament. Any prizes that Tori wins, she's going to be donating to that great youth event on Sunday, November 10th. And hey, let's see if we can start off right away with a mystery frame strike. This will be a round for 2 at Morningstar Golfers Club in Big Bend. Looks on target, and of course, best shot of the day, and it wraps the 10. You see the little bit of exasperation by Tori on the way back. A little chuckle about. She threw it great. Just need to be about a quarter inch either way in that pocket, and that 6-pin, instead of wrapping around the 10, would end up taking it down. And she'd have that round of 2 heading towards either one of the raffle drawings or one of the auctions that we'll be having for the Junior Hall of Fame tournament. Once again, that's Sunday, November 10th at Bolero Wauwatosa. Some of the best youth players in the Midwest teamed up with local Hall of Famers, and even some of the young players will have a chance to bowl with Nate Purchase, E.J. Tackett, or Chris or Linda Barnes. Talk about having a great day to bowl. Here's Bill King, Bill's favorite player of all time, Norm Duke. And got to see Norm a couple months back in Portland at the PBA Elite League competition. And Norm doing well in his retirement. Still throws a bowling ball once in a while for a special event, but nothing even close to PBA competition for Norm. And boy, the way he went out when he retired, said he was done in 22 at Bayside Bowl. And now, after the finals this year, Wes Malott ends his PBA Elite League competition as well. Finished with the Portland Lumberjacks. They couldn't stop the Las Vegas High Rollers in that PBA Elite League competition. Can't wait to see what's coming out on the PBA 2025 schedule. Let's see what Tori can do here to bounce back. Biggest influences in her bowling are her husband Brett and her father-in-law Kent. Unfortunately, all the influence in the world, not going to bring that ball back. Still room for Tori, though. If she were to spare this and get the strikes in the 9th and 10th frame, she could take down that ham off the bone gift certificate for Sendik's Food Market. And of course, Bill still having a lot of room for that as well. Let's see what Tori can do here to get that last shot out of the brain. It's a much better ball on target line. Just comes up a little light for the 8 count. And back-to-back opens, unfortunately, for Tori. Bill's not on the lanes. You'll find him out riding his Harley. And Bill's got his chance for a mystery frame prize now, along with the American Place jackpot shot. There you see the colored headpin. He's going to have a second shot at it, and he's going to need it because that shot there in lane 3, not a quality shot, misses the headpin left. And he'll have a little more time to think about that, as he's going to have another shot at that jackpot shot in the 9th frame. There you see the replay of that first shot, and yeah, probably just a little bit of nerves. When there's $100 on the line for anything, I don't care if it's $100 in free play at American Place Casino, $100 at a restaurant, $100 worth of bar tab here at South Shore Bowl, the nerves are going to be there a little bit. We'll have to see if Bill can bring down the nerves when he gets another shot at that American Place Casino jackpot shot in his 9th frame. If he would have been in that shot on the first ball, like we saw in the replay, I think he'd have that $100 in free play in his back pocket. Let's see what Tori can do here. On Saturday mornings, if Tori's not on the lanes, she's with her horse Zephyr, or she's on the golf course. I know her and her husband recently bought a home on one of the local golf courses. And she takes her time on the golf course as important as her time on the lanes. Tori, one of those bowlers that's out there 2-3 nights a week, bowling a lot of tournaments. Her and Chris Weber, Lynn Tyree Cook also part of the big tournament team that Tori is a part of. On the 3-pin, no problem, dead cover, and Hopefully that relaxes Tori for the 10th frame. She doesn't have to worry about winning that top-notch bowling. Backgassing bowling lessons. She's got a spare on the board. That you only get for the 4 opens. All right, Bill, here's your chance. There you see that red, white, and blue pin for American Place. Here comes the jackpot shot. Will we see $100 in free play go in Bill's back pocket? Are you kidding me? He threw that one great. My goodness, 5 doesn't do the job on the 7. Yeah, it's a half pocket shot. 6 kind of laid down on the 10, but I don't think he deserved both those pins. Yeah, watch the 6 there, just falls in front of the 10. Well, he can still win $100. This time it would be cash. If he makes a 7-10 here on the Brew City Bowling Show and does not do it. Pretty much the toughest split to make other than maybe the big 4, the 4, 6, 7, 10. Make either of those on one of our shows and you're walking out with $100 in cash. Let's see if Tori can get herself a big finish here. One place she wants to travel, given the chance, she hasn't yet, is Italy. Just for the history there, and her in-laws are originally from Italy, and that needs a hook and bunch, and yikes. That's only half you see right there. Dreams are nightmares, and unfortunately for Tori, she's living a little bit of a nightmare right now. Let's see what she can do to pick this up. As we see her leave the 1, 2, 7, 8, 10. Not a very common leave. She's also one of the best mediocre karaoke singers. I don't think we're here singing about her performance today. How about it? Get over? Not quite. And Tori's going to finish with 41. Even though she didn't win any prizes. Brew City Bowling Show, once again, we're going to give $50 to the Junior Hall of Fame tournament on November 10th that they can add to the scholarship prize fund for those young players. We love being a part of the community here at the Brew City Bowling Show. And glad that we'll be able to live stream that as well, as Bill can't get the 10 to go. Yeah, check out the Junior Hall of Fame tournament on Facebook, and we'll be live streaming the tournament on November 10th to that page. So glad to be part of that wonderful youth event once again. Well, Bill for the cover, he gets it done. Bill's going to have a max of 63 here. And unfortunately for Bill, he's not going to walk away with anything on the prize list. However, Dan Gannott, he locks up the Circa 2-night midweek stay and the daybed rental at Stadium Swim with his 97 opening game held on all the way through the show. And that's the way we love to finish here on the Brew City Bowling Show with the strike. We'll be back to wrap up this show from South Shore Bowl after this short break. South Shore Bowl is hosting their annual Toys for Tots charity bowling tournament over 3 weekends in December. For only $25 and a new unwrapped toy, hit the lanes with your family and friends and help fill those bins for Toys for Tots. You can also support Toys for Tots by being a lane sponsor or just bringing your new unwrapped toys to South Shore Bowl. Contact the phone number on your screen for all the tournament information.
Wow, it has come down to the wire. But South Shore Bowl pulls it out over Dan Mixon's Bowl, 320 to 317. Let's bring Victoria in from South Shore Bowl. And Victoria, some struggles on the lanes, but overall, it looked like you were still having some fun out there.
I had a blast. I unfortunately didn't do very well for my team, but our team pulled out the win, so I can't be happier. So
Yeah, no doubt about that. And since you're here for Junior Hall of Fame, we're going to give $50 to the Junior Hall of Fame Scholarship Fund. Thanks for your efforts for coming down. We really appreciate you bowling and making new friends down here today.
awesome. Thanks for having me. Thank you.
Appreciate you. And Bill, come on in. Bill, you almost got him there. You almost got your team over the top. Unfortunately, South Shore Bowl, they're all winners here at South Shore Bowl, no doubt about that. So 63 the last game. Unfortunately, your mystery frame was the 8th frame. That would have gotten you a 1-year subscription to 11thframe.com where everybody gets all the best bowling news. And you got hosed in the ninth. You had that second chance at the American Place Casino, $100 jackpot pin, pocket 710. I heard somebody say it's a South Shore hit. Is that true?
Yeah, absolutely true, yes.
Well, Bill, I appreciate you bowling. Thanks for coming in and having a good time with us today.
That's fun. Thank you.
Excellent. Got a couple more awards to give away. I hate giving away the Platinum Pepperoni Award, but it has to be done. Jerry! You get the Platinum Pepperoni today, Jerry. Unfortunately, the 37 game was the low game on the show, and you get to take home some pepperoni. So, hey, feel free to beat your husband up with that.
I will.
And our high game, thanks to Circa Las Vegas, a 2-night midweek stay, and reservations poolside outside Stadium Swim with a daybed rental. Dan Gannott, Dan, 97. There it is. Awesome. Stadium Swim. Coming in a little bit more here. And, yeah, you got Stadium Swim there. And I just want to say, you've been a great host for the last 2 shows. I'm glad you and your family and a lot of your bowlers were a part of this. And let's talk a little bit about Toys for Tots coming up. Big weekend, first weekend in December, and you guys do a heck of a lot, don't you?
Yeah, actually, we expanded into 3 weekends now. We got about 400 bowlers that we normally get. We're looking for more because we'll just keep adding days if we have to. More people sign up, we'll do it. We raise every year about $25,000 for Toys for Tots between registration and raffles. So if anybody wants to sign up, give us a call, send us an email. We'll get you signed up, and we'll get you on one of the squads.
Yeah, find them on Facebook, South Shore Bowl. You can find them there. And, boy, looking forward to being a part of Toys for Tots again. Thanks, Dan.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks, Phil.
Yeah, absolutely. Week 3 coming up next. We're going to be going down to Castle Lanes and Racine. Guy kind of knows this center a little bit, too, down there. Looking forward to getting a couple of shows in down there. Parents, take the kids bowling because, they're going to have fun for life. We'll see you next week for the Brew City Bowling Show.